It is tech time on your clocks this morning with Mr. Richard Ramdani. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
What do you have for us this morning?
All right. Well, good morning again, everybody, and good morning, Grenada. It's tech time, and today we're going to be talking a little bit more about websites. We on a previous show, we introduced the concept of a content management system, and allows people to create their own websites pretty easily. But today we're just going to be looking at some different websites that are out there, some cool websites, and may have some useful functions for people that you may not necessarily have come across. Everybody, of course, knows Facebook and Google and YouTube, but there are millions and millions of sites out there that are pretty useful, and sometimes you just get a little tunnel vision in terms of your day-to-day activity. So I thought it'd be a good idea today just to show you some useful sites I've come across that I thought were quite interesting.
Sounds good, because I know those are the only 3 websites that I know of. All I know is Facebook, Google, and YouTube. So do teach me this morning.
All right, great. Well, and this is going to kind of hopefully appeal to a wide cross-section of the audience. But if we have a look at this first one, it's called 99designs.com. And I thought this was really cool. A colleague of mine in Canada actually put me onto this. And what this site does is, if you have a need for any sort of graphical design, logo design, websites, business cards, anything of that nature, usually you'd have to go to a design company to have a graphic artist come up with a concept for you if you're starting a business, for example. What this site allows you to do, it allows you to post your idea and you actually set your budget. So, if you say, okay, I only want to spend $500 on my concept, or I might want to spend $500,000, depending on how how much you want to be put into it. Graphic designers from all over the world can actually log in and compete for your business. So they'll submit their design proposals, you get to review them, and again, it's within the budget that you set. So you just you just look at designs that they come up with, and they compete for your business, so that you get to just pick the best design for your business, and then you take it from there, and then the website handles all the financial transactions. So I thought it was quite a nice idea. Instead of you sort of stuck with one designer, and you maybe you're limited to their creativity,
right.
Whereas now you're opening the creativity to as many people as are interested in your project.
A complete worldwide thing as well.
Worldwide, and that's the beauty of the internet. It allows people to collaborate from anywhere where there's an internet connection. So on the site there's just a 1-minute video that you can watch, and as you can see, there's examples of logo design, web design, stationery, business cards, like I said, even t-shirt design. And if you can log on 99designs.com, that's 99designs.com, and watch the video. It gives you an introduction to how the site works.
Okay, nice.
So that's a pretty cool site, I thought. I just only learned about this maybe about 2 weeks ago, so plan on using it for some upcoming projects.
So what else?
All right, well, the next one is just a pretty, people may have heard of this already, and it's a pretty common type of site where basically you can go on and learn things about how things work, and the name of the site is howstuffworks.com.
Oh, that sounds nice and easy to remember, right?
Exactly, and that's key with most websites is that domain name is that something that just comes to your mind easily. Obviously people have to then compete to get those type of names if you're in that business. But how stuff works is very easy to remember, and it does just that. Anything you want to learn about, to do with computers or mechanics or energy, or if you go on the site, they have, for example, different categories. So adventure, auto, culture, entertainment, all the way down to money and science and technology. But the easiest way, of course, is just to simply type in your question or your query into the search window here, and see if there's any content that speaks to you. So I don't know, you guys want to give it a try? What would you like to find out about?
How does
iPads?
How does an iPad work?
Well, that's a bit of a very generic question. I was only going to ask how does Mark keep his hair that way. But
sorry, that's patented. You're not going to find that on online.
You never know. It's pretty sneaky these days. Oops, I forgot to put in the last word. But let's just see how. We put in the keyword iPad and let's see what happens.
I was, for me it was a visual thing, and it was either going to ask you how water works or how iPad works.
Yeah.
I went with iPad.
I'm sure that how the iPad works is pretty secretive as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Something like a car, or I don't know.
yeah. Like I said, they didn't exactly have that question, but just to give you an idea, it has, what's the difference between the iPad and the iPad 2?
Okay.
That's a pretty good question.
And we know there's a newer iPad come out.
That's right, just launched last week, the iPad 3. That probably hasn't made it up here as yet, but again, that's a pretty good question for somebody who, up to a week ago was looking in the market for an iPad. What's the difference between the two versions? And that's probably just the most common question regarding iPad that came up.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Well, let's moving on to our third website. This site is called imagesplitter.net. And ImageSplitter basically refers to the fact that it's a tool that graphic designers can use to do some basic image editing. If you were, if maybe you're not a full-time graphic designer, or maybe you have a one-time need to modify an image for whatever purposes, you don't have to necessarily have the latest and greatest image editing software on your computer, like Photoshop or something of that nature, or maybe you just don't have access to your computer at the time. So what ImageSplitter allows you to do is allows you to actually upload that picture and edit it real time.
Wow.
So
for free?
For free.
Sounds good.
For free. So once you can access the website, you can then upload your image, as you can see here. And that might take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to actually do that right now. But just to give you an idea, you can convert the image into various formats. So sometimes you're working with somebody who needs it in a specific format. Whether it's a JPEG or a GIF file or a PNG file, you can then convert it right here. Common task is resizing the image, because sometimes it needs to fit a specific type of media. So resizing can be done via this tool. You can split the image into various segments, so that if it has to go into sort of like a table format, or you want to edit it in that way. And then cropping it again if you want to remove certain parts of the image. So these are just some of the very basic things you can do, but it's very useful because, like I said, just to do some of these basic things, you don't always have the software ready to do that on your machine, or maybe you don't do it all the time and you just need to do it as one time. So very useful site I came across.
Nice.
That's really good. There's a lot of people doing a lot of graphics work, and the software is very expensive. So
exactly, and again, sometimes you just need to do a simple task, and you need to go and get a cannon to kill a fly kind of thing. And just once, exactly. This gives people, it empowers people to take that control and do things on their own, and not have to invest in necessarily the, like I said, overkill to do something that can be done very simply.
Nice.
So I thought that was a pretty useful site to know about,
Good. Yep. So what else? I'm taking notes, 3 down, 2 more to go. So let's hear the next one.
This is going to be a test after, huh? So.
Yeah.
All right. The next site, which again I thought was pretty cool, is a site called Codecademy. And again, it's Codecademy without the A for Academy, but as the name suggests, it is a site that actually basically teaches you how to start programming in JavaScript, which is a programming language used primarily on the internet. So a lot of these pages that we're looking at probably have a lot of JavaScript as part of it to create a lot of the dynamic content. So all the little cool things, for example, that you see on Facebook these days when things sort of pop up without refreshing the page, and different games and stuff, and different functionality. JavaScript is the language that actually enables that. So this site actually teaches you that language for free. And actually you can just start coding from the first time you go on without even logging in. If you want to get into the full courses and so on, then you need to sign up. But there's no cost to it. You don't have to put in any credit card information. You just create an account, and then off you go, and it takes you through from the basics of learning to code. And again, if you were learning a programming language, regardless of what it is, whether it's JavaScript or another more advanced language, usually you need software on your computer that allows you to edit the software, to run it, test it, debug it, compile it, and all those things to make that software work in your programming environment. With this website, you don't need any of that.
Right.
You just log onto the website, and you basically, it does everything for you in the background. So it does all the language interpretation and gives you back feedback in terms of the errors, whether you did it right, you did it wrong, what the errors are, where your code may have a little, what we call a syntax error, a comma in the wrong place or a semicolon in the wrong place. So again, as it says here, you can just on the site start programming by following these instructions right here. So it says, let's get to know each other. What's your name? So I can type in my name. Oops. And it will give me some further instructions. Now it tells me to find out the length of my name, I can type in my name dot length. So that's just a JavaScript function, a property of the string that my name is comprised of.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
And what's the fifth site?
Well, the fifth and last site is just a very cool site that I've actually been looking at for some time, and it's called TED.com. And TED.com basically allows you to view a number of talks or talks by a very wide variety of talented people from different industries and different backgrounds. And it just, it's hard to explain what they necessarily talk about, because like I said, it covers a very wide variety of topics. But they're just all very interesting and very, just very innovative and very interesting talks. And usually they're quite funny. Usually they have some emotional attachment to it and touch on some very, relevant topics in the world today. So things like, energy and
climate change, that sort of thing.
And if you go on, you can just hover over most of the little pictures here, and it tells you a little bit more about the talk and the speaker. And sometimes there's some famous people on there, but a lot of the times it's just very people from their relevant field who are either doing very cutting edge work or have a very unique perspective on things.
So I can upload something if I feel that I have a pertinent global issue to speak about.
Not quite.
No.
They actually, these talks are actually hosted by TED at specific events. So there'll be a TED hosted event, and then they're recorded and then placed on the web.
Fantastic.
So you kind of have to be invited to
I
talk.
see.
But maybe
I'll check TED.
I'll put in a good word for you.
We'll check TED, man. Yeah, man. We know TED like that. Come on.
So yeah, check it out. I definitely recommend that for anybody just looking for interesting content instead of just YouTube and sort of the viral stuff that keeps going around. This stuff just opens up your mind to a lot of interesting concepts that maybe you're interested in but just haven't seen anything out there that really speaks to it. So definitely recommend giving TED a try.
Yeah, it was definitely helpful. Thank you so much. I think my internet browsing has just it will be improved from now on.
Lots of education and stuff for sure.
Yeah, and then of course you can always use Google to find another site that you might, hope is out there, but not too sure where to get it. So, Google is always makes the list, but everybody knows Google, so I wasn't going to mention it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the lesson today. 5 websites that can be very useful. So that was Tech Time with Richard. Join us again on Monday. We're going to have another Tech Time every Monday. So thank you so much, Richard.
All right. Thanks, Chrissy. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much.